Hi, my name is Sabrina Nichols. I am an artist and animator from Rochester, New York, and I currently live in Ridgewood, Queens. My first approach with storytelling was through songwriting. I play music and have written songs about personal stories in my life for a while, and eventually that led to making music videos. After college, I moved away from 3D animation and taught myself how to do frame-by-frame hand-drawn animation, and I would just animate stuff all day. And the first piece that I ended up making, which was my goal to make as I was teaching myself, was called Beware of Florida's Wildlife, which is a bunch of drawings of animals in Florida that could be potentially dangerous. I've been drawing forever. Art was always my favorite thing growing up. In high school and college, it became an issue where I was drawing all over my note papers. I started making any kind of art possible, experimenting with painting and drawing and making flyers and printing t-shirts. And eventually I found 2D animation, and it just felt really good on my eyes. And it made sense to create visual movement while listening to sound. The first thing I think of when I'm about to start on a new music video, the first thing I'll do is I'll run off and go be alone, and I'll get my sketchbook out and I'll listen to the song. And the first idea I have when I close my eyes and hear the song for the first time is normally the idea that I'll go with. The first idea is normally the best and the most honest reaction that I have. I'll expand on that idea and come up with different scenes and ways to enhance the story and do some sketching. A lot of times I think of the colors that I'm going to use before fleshing out the story fully, because my animation is pretty abstract and visual heavy, so that's an important part in the planning. The video for In Technicolor for the first time by Maybird is probably one of my favorite things that I've made still. And one of the first couple music videos that I've worked on, the style of that is pretty psychedelic, I guess, and I really just wanted to play with colors because the song's about color, and I kind of messed around with it until I got something that felt really good on my eyes. The technique that I still use is Photoshop, and I get a bunch of watercolor brushes in Photoshop, and then I use this drawing tablet. But yeah, I use that, and I use a bunch of watercolor brushes, and I kind of just paint, and I trace, and I paint, and I trace stuff. Every video is kind of different and experimental, but the overall process is similar. The character in Hollywood by Car Seat Headrest was something that the singer of the band, Will Toledo, came up with and was dressing as for that whole album campaign. So I thought, of course, we should have that in the video because it's such a unique character and it's kind of cartoonish already. And it was fun to draw like Hollywood as a toxic place because I like gross stuff and I think that's like visually interesting immediately. So it wasn't too hard for me to like want to do that. There's a line in the song that's like, Hollywood makes me want to puke. Easy. Puke's gonna be in the video and it's gonna be him puking. I did a couple visuals for The Smile. I really love their album, A Light for Attracting Attention. They worked with the artist Stanley Donwood for their album artwork, and he also made a bunch of additional paintings which lent themselves to my kind of painterly animation style. So I animated a bunch of his paintings and paired them up with different songs that needed visualizers. It was really awesome because I loved the paintings first off, and they were super nice and gave me a lot of creative control to kind of just take the paintings and make them move as I saw fit and change the colors as the song felt like it should go. So it was a pretty nice creative transaction because of the freedom they gave me and the trust with making Stanley's paintings move to the music, kind of like combining those two worlds into one visual. There's no storyboards for that. I don't really ever do storyboards, although I could probably benefit from doing that at some point. But especially for visualizers, I like to have it be like improvised, kind of. It just allows me to listen to the song and kind of react to it more in real time and create art on the screen and then tweak it as it goes on and develops. I've been experimenting with live action and getting into that slowly, and it's not my favorite. I still love animation, but I could see, I don't know, animation allows for a freedom that live action could never give you, and it just like immediately removes you from this world. But I think I could get into live action stuff. I'll keep messing with it and we'll see.